Hello everyone, I am Dmitry Gerasimov, CEO of Cellframe Network Project, and here is our regular AMA session. And let's begin from your present questions. And the first one. The native Cellframe protocol has already been integrated by several centralized exchanges. How does such integration work? Could you briefly outline what actions need to be taken by the exchange team and what by the project's team? That's a really interesting process because it's a little unusual. You usually have no any information about how it's going on. Maybe that's why I'm asking for. So first of all, it's mostly about organization work, not about coding itself. First of all, you need to negotiate with a centralized exchange. You need to get him to agree with you that your protocol need to be implemented. Usually exchanges doesn't like a lot native protocols because for them usually it requires additional work and not obvious that it will give a profit. However, there is another side of this moment, that there is possibility for exchange to get on board new projects that are related with this protocol. That's how we get this exchanges to be involved in integration. Integration looks like work with common work with exchange team. So projects team and exchange teams, they are working closely together. And it can take a lot of time because on the beginning, first exchange took a lot of time for our team to implement all needed libraries, functions, SDKs, check everything, fix all bugs. Not all exchanges did it with such close collaboration with our team. Some of them did it independently from us, and it required nothing from us. They just did it, and that's all. So generally, it's enough to just read our wiki to implement everything, but usually we help and we pay for this. I tried to describe it briefly. Okay, the next question. The CF protocol is already listed in Bitmart, Bitcoin Tree, BingX, and C2X. What about integration with MeXCC and Gate.io? Do you have such plans? It depends not from our plans, it depends from the rules. First tier exchange usually waiting from the second and third tier to wait. They're waiting for them to implement the CF protocols. They usually ask for some metrics. They need volume. They need trading on these protocols and need more exchanges to be on board. Last feedback that I got from first tier exchanges that where we are present, that they are waiting for other exchanges. Now we're waiting feedback from them, then will be from us. It's a really long process. I'm not sure when it will be finished, unfortunately. It's not depend from us. Ball is on other side, unfortunately. The next question. The team recently updated the data on the total and circulating supply on Cell token on the project's website, but it doesn't match the data on aggregators and in the explorers for Ethereum and BSC. Could you please explain why this discrepancy occurs? First of all, when we published Cell tokens, by the way, it was done not by us but for other teams. That's why we reissued BSC token, by the way. But everywhere we have reissued, we did it just with a simple smart contract that doesn't include accurate circulating supply calculation. Because circulating supply, when you have interoperability between different networks, it's not easy to calculate because some of your tokens in one network became locked on different accounts when it goes through the bridge. We have not the simple bridge because bridge is a point of interest of hackers, scammers that want to hack it and get tokens from it. Thus became we did very dedicated bridge. Dedicated bridge has a lot of wallets, and these wallets are not Smart contract doesn't know anything about these wallets. So that's why it doesn't show the real circulating supply, doesn't show the real locked funds in every network. That's one part of the problem. Another part of the problem is the total supply. Total supply, it's still old one. It doesn't measure additional emissions that we have. And the third part of this problem is aggregators. Aggregators, when see this difference, asks us why this difference happens. We produce explanation. This explanation, okay, goes in bureaucracy hell, and we are in negotiations. We pushing requests, we answering questions, we filling forms, and waiting when everything will be finished. By the way, all these networks, BSC, Ethereum, it's not our native networks. When the migration from Ethereum and BSC to CF20 will be finished, we'll see the transparent values, transparent numbers, and everything will be clear. Until this, will have problems with scanners, with aggregators, and only real numbers are on our project's website. That is. The next question. A question about Cellframe auctions. Which tokens will be available for locking? For example, native and non-native cell tokens, ecosystem project tokens, or M tokens. Only cell tokens, both native and non-native, will be available for auctions. Because you need to mention your CF20 address, your non-native cell tokens could be automatically converted if quantum apocalypse approaches before unlock happens. So if you lock for a long term, don't worry. If quantum apocalypse happens, all your non-native cell tokens will be automatically converted on your native tokens on your CF20 address. All other tokens, M tokens, ecosystem project tokens, not used for Cellframe auctions for voting, I mean. Because native project tokens you will receive as reward for your voting in Cellframe auctions. How about to say? Okay, the next question. Which ecosystem projects are planning to launch their own parachains in 2025-2026? Is there an understanding yet of who will be the first? QEVM, CPUNK, or Node.sys? Who will be the first? I'm not sure. It's better to ask for these projects. However, I think that all these projects and more will launch their own parachains in this year or the next one, because you know QEVM is closer and closer to mainnet, CPUNK as well. Node.sys is launching, is bringing up its testnet right now. By the way, they have a lesser work to implement for their mainnet as well. So I bet on Node.sys. I think they will be the first one. However, it depends from. Maybe it will be CPUNK, maybe QEVM, depends from the development process, you know. Okay, the next question. The team recently implemented a transaction composer to enable the wallet to operate in a nodeless mode. Could you elaborate on how it works? Could it become the foundation for other mechanisms beyond the transaction formation? Transaction composer, it's part of our official library that allows to work with Web3 protocol, with some Cellframe-based applications, and it does only transaction composing. If you want to do something more, it's present in our SDK. So use our SDK. It's also present in our RPC client library as well. Composer, it's just about transaction composing and signing. The next question. Earlier this week, the team released Node version 5.4. What features are planned for inclusion in the 6.0 release? Will the hard fork mechanism and second level sharding be part of it? Yes, 5.4 was released. It was really nice release that fixed a lot of bugs, so I suggest everyone to update. However, there are coming new features in 6.0, and it will be hard fork mechanism for sure. Second level sharding, I think, will go to 6.1. Also in 6.0 will be present the totally new API with a legacy support, don't worry. But it will be totally new APIs that will include a composer. It will break it by two parts, DAP SDK and Cellframe SDK. It will have a more high-level layers of this API. It totally reworked and became more Pythonic. It will not look like C code translated on Python. It will be more Pythonic. Pythonic, how to say. So that's what we are planning for 6.0. And reworked synchronization mechanism as well. We again working with synchronization. you know. I think soon we'll see the release 6.0 soon will be frozen. Last few features coming in it, and then we'll froze and start to stabilize it and prepare to release. Also, we are preparing 5.5. Before 6.0 will be 5.5 release, but it will have more minor fixes and some backports from 6.0 release candidate. 6.0 release candidate, by the way, is already present on GitHub. You can see it, try it, to work with it, as well as some of new API. The next question. On the Cellframe roadmap on the project's website, there is an item called Self-Evolving Blockchain. Could you provide more details? What does this imply and how is planned to be implemented? Right now, we are preparing for launch our new AI-based projects. It's our coding agent. It's very advanced coding agents, emerging all the modern technologies of autonomous coding software. And we are planning to make it open source and working with open source models as well. One of a key feature of our coding agent, it's independent from the model and it works with complicated machine learning, complicated pipelines, and it reduces role of model itself. So it can work just with Qwen3 code, by the way, very good model. And I see the future of Cellframe network development like dedicated running models, running agents, running over the Cellframe network blockchain with rewards for running of this agent, and it will code Cellframe itself. So Cellframe will code itself. That's why I call it self-evolving blockchain. This blockchain will be coded by the blockchain driven AI. That's how I see this, and this should be really breakthrough technologies that will emerge AI and blockchain. And I'm prepared some presentation about this. It will be running over Cellframe. It will be deeply integrated in Cellframe, and it should give a boost for Cellframe itself, because as I told before, Cellframe, it's not only about quantum resistance, it's also about all the other blockchain related technologies and AI coding as well. AI coding is a really edge feature, because without this we cannot deliver everything that we have promised, and this will allow to make our project really community driven. The next question. The Cellframe blockchain recently underwent a cryptographic audit by QEVM for post-quantum security. Why was this audit important, and how can it result helps in project's development? Why it's important? Because it's a usual question. Are you really post-quantum? How can you prove that you are post-quantum, that you are quantum straight? So this audit is a proof of our quantum straightness. That's why it's important. I think we'll pass more and more audits as well. By the way, it's second audit of our cryptography, but the first one that is focused on the cryptography. The next question. You always emphasize blockchain's silence to quantum attacks, but what about phishing attacks? Is Cellframe prepared to withstand those? Quantum attacks, it's about software. Phishing attacks, it's about your brain. So we cannot close the holes in the brain. Sorry. Only that we can do is just add some notifies in wallets that be careful, but usually it doesn't help. So Sorry, it's not our job. Only what we can help is just notify, just warn somewhere about it. But most of this job you need to do by yourself. Okay. Also, there are some additional questions that we received just before this translation. And the first additional question. Does Cellframe plan to develop integration in the RVA sector? If yes, how will you use your quantum-safe infrastructure for the tokenization and protection of physical assets? Tokenization and protection of physical assets, it's not about technology, it's about legal. It's legal issues, and for tokenization, all you need is base blockchain mechanics to create token. It's possible to create on any blockchain platform. Yes, our quantum safe infrastructure is preferable, especially if you are building everything for long term. Here we can be a platform, and few projects we're going to bring some early startup based on Cellframe. However, as almost 100% of such projects, they didn't what they were going to do, unfortunately. And I am a little skeptic about such projects. However, some of such projects are already implemented on different platforms. They are working. They are not big, but maybe it will be okay to onboard some of them. Looking forward. The next question. The Cellframe auction platform is in the final stages of preparation for internal testing. How will this auction mechanism work for the allocation of parachain slots, and what advantages will early cell stakers gain from supporting ecosystem projects such as QEVM, Kel, and NIS? More details about Cellframe auction will be on our site. Stay tuned. About parachain slot as well. Briefly, project just need to collect enough locked cell tokens. It's about 150 or 200. Don't remember for sure. Exact numbers will be published before the Cellframe auction beginning. What advantage you can get an airdrop of these tokens? That's the first of advantage. Okay, and let's see what's going on in chat. Okay, I see a lot of questions. We love this project. I love it too. I'm seeing 12 words wallet in wallet up. My doubt is to 11 words wallet will reduce the size of signature and reduce the load of network. And I'm correct? No. Ever you have 12 or 1200 words, key size will be totally the same, because all these words, they just produces set of hashes. Hashes produces private key, and private key always the same size. So don't worry. Let's go. Let's do Dmitry, what's the purpose of the Kel device? It's a VPN router. It's like Wi-Fi at this point, or just Ethernet router, but with ability to route your traffic through KelVPN. Very useful thing. It does transparent access to VPN. Just connect to Wi-Fi or to wire, and you have, and all the traffic became VPN. Okay, thank you for your support, for your warm words. Okay. When will Node.sys 6.0 will be implemented? Release candidate is also present on GitHub. If you're asking about its release, it's planned on this autumn. Maybe September or October. Just yesterday we told with the team that it will be very good to be released before the October, to present this version on the blockchain live, on the token 2045, on other conferences that will be on this autumn. When smart contracts will begin to work is about October, with the smart contracts maybe September. So it's a little postponed. Anyway, we have a big set of different conditional transactions that and it's enough to operate with them for 90% of projects. So study this technology and try to use them for your projects if you are waiting for smart contracts. The next question: any timeline for auction release? Will it be the next released future close week or two? I'm not sure. It's vacation time here. Most of key developers are in vacations, or they shoot out of this vacation in nearest days. So we are waiting for them, and then we'll release everything very quickly. Cellframe is safe if 1.3 Atlas is alien mothership and not Comet. You are asking about the third interstellar object, I3 Atlas. About I3 Atlas. It has some strange elements of this its trajectory. We need to wait just for a few months, and if it will pass through Jupiter, Mars, and if it will do something like gravitation maneuver, it's it's alien ship for sure. If it will not do these maneuvers, we'll see this how it goes on the other side of the sun, and it's not the alien mothership for sure. Just wait for 1 or 2 months, everything will be clear. We just tracked it about 2 weeks ago, so when top 3, sir, when quantum apocalypse happens, I think, will be good to be in top 10 before this, but it's the top of possibility before the quantum apocalypse. So for top 3 or top 1, we need to struggle market. When Cellable run, I think it will start. Usually rises on our local market happens when became rises on altcoin market, and when happens some significant in quantum technologies, especially in quantum computing. So if you see some breakthrough in quantum calculation, in encryption, breaking with quantum computers, you can. It's a sign of coming Cellable run, I think. Is there any information estimated time frame for when quantum resistant Cellframe technology must start being used by crypto asset protection? Yes, right now. As earlier we will start, as better protection will be, because if no one will migrate and will wait for the apocalypse, on the apocalypse moment, more Cell tokens will stay on the unprotected network. And as more tokens will stay on an unprotected network, as more price impact we'll have during the apocalypse. So it's in your interest to migrate as earlier as possible. When iOS wallet, I think it's beginning of September. Okay, we're waiting for guys from vacations. Okay, the next question. Hackathon will happen before auctions. Makes sense if so, because this way a lot of developers will be involved. Yes and no. It will be good, but I think it will happen after, just because we'll run auctions earlier. Sorry. Anyway, it will show some success stories, and we can show for future developers that it's really interesting thing. And before the second auction will happen, we'll do hackathons, some more materials for this, and most important, we need to release 6.0, because 6.0 should significantly drop entrance level for new developers, because 6.0 have a much simpler API. It's so these hackathons is better to pass when this simpler API appears. To the Shining smart contracts then Cell Moon, agree, maybe earlier. I don't think that it's required technologies for to the moon. More important to have a simpler API, I think. Will the Cellframe network withstand the load during a quantum apocalypse at the moment? I think yes, especially when we'll finish at least hard fork. With two-level sharding, for sure, any load. Is there any work being done to increase the network's throughput? Yes, second level hard fork. It's left to do. This reference to moments whenever we start hiring funds in secure network. Anyway, I think we'll be ready with hard fork because we can just run hard fork and hard fork if we'll have overload of our zero shot. But how? But I think we'll prepare second level sharding before this big load. Before this big load. Is it possible to add password to transfer token in blockchain level so phishing attack can be stopped? I hope. But where will you store your password? Password for token transfer, it's already present, by the way. You can protect your wallet with password. It's ready. You can protect it, and it can protect maybe from some sorts of hacking attack, not phishing attack. Your primary firewall for phishing attack is your brain. How many subscribers does KelVPN have? Or not sure. Need to have no exact numbers. Few thousands, as I remember. Just not sure. Any new projects in the pipeline? Always. I always receive new ideas, new entrepreneurs asking me, and always a lot of people going to run some projects, but only a small amount of these ideas came ever to the moment when we can announce it here. We love you, Dmitry. I love you too as well. I am trying to make my exposure, sure. When will Kel have more usability and buyback program? It's most of it. We'll have more usability with KelVPN 8.0 release. With buyback program, stay tuned. Okay, it was all the question, and there is also one more announce that I want to mention. It's not our last AMA session today. At 16 UTC, join us on the Cellframe social Twitter account for a live stream with our ambassador Gleb Sidorkin and special guest Pierre-Luc Daler-Demers, an expert in quantum-resistant cryptography, venture investor, and renowned blockchain evangelist. Don't miss this insightful decision. Link to the stream is in the description below the video. Okay, that was everything for today. We are Cell, we are here. Thank you for everything. Goodbye.